guests. Welcome to today's Big Brother Canada updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is this! That's the mood in the house right now because it's freaking insane. Oh, he doesn't have an acorn, but it's nuts, okay? It's So that's our house guest of the day. If you want that to be you, check out our Patreon link in the info box below so you can be all Yeah, but like I said, the tension right now is insane between the two sides. You've got Jared, Kelsey, and the brothers on one side. You've got Tim, Cass, and Nikki on the other. And Joel is kind of just there. Both sides want his vote. I mean, it's pretty clear to me that he is with Tim, Nikki, and Cass, but he's still trying to play it off like he's considering voting for Jared to stay, because he doesn't want to deal with that S-storm. So, Nikki and Tim were chatting in the hundo bedroom, the blue-green bedroom, and she was telling Tim all about this conversation that she just had with Jared. Let me tell you, Nikki brought out her Jared voice, and it is just amazing. So, she was like, Jared asked me, do you think that someone like me or Mitch would have been a worthy winner? I can't do it like she does, but it's hilarious. So Nikki's like, well, not sure what you're trying to say here, but I'm not just gonna like bow out for you so that you can win. And Jared's like, no, I'm not saying that either, but I think that I've worked really hard and I'd be a good winner. So Nikki's like, well, I've already chosen my winner. And we know that's Joel. She's rooting for Joel 100%, even over herself. And Jared's like, oh yeah? Who might that be? She doesn't tell him. She's just like, I'm out of here. Oh! So Nikki was totally pissed because Jared keeps going around telling everybody like, oh, Nikki doesn't deserve to be here. I do. And now he said it like to her face. So Tim is like, yeah, if he brings that garbage to me again, I'm going to tell him, look, I've been working with some people longer than I've been working with you, and they've been playing a better game and playing with more integrity. So goodbye. So then Cass and Kelsey were arguing. And I'm not sure exactly how this started because they were kind of bickering like all throughout the day. And Cass was like, why are you guys being so weird to me? Like, why is it so awkward? And Kelsey's like, you're the one who's being a weirdo. You were talking about eating people's hearts and stuff. Which she was, because Cass decided for some reason to be like a total weirdo yesterday and like start instigating fights and being like, why are you fighting with me? Like, I don't understand what she was trying to do there, but I don't think it was a good idea. But yeah, Kelsey was like, you're being weird. I mean, they were both being weird to each other, but still. The power veto competition came up again. Cass is like, was it really worth $100,000 for, what's-his-face, Jared to not shave his head? And Kelsey's like, well, if it was so important to you to win that power veto competition, why didn't you win it yourself? And Cass is like, I'm the HOH. I'm safe. You guys needed to win that. So then Jared comes in and they start talking about last week when the vote almost flipped to get rid of Tim. And Jared and Kelsey are denying wanting to get rid of Tim last week. And Cass is like, so the brothers wanted it? And they're like, yeah. Which, you know, they weren't really planning on getting rid of Tim last week. The brothers did want it. So then Phil comes in the room, and Cassandra's just like, you know, I'm trying to talk to Jared and Kelsey right now, so if you could leave, like, that would be great. And Phil's like, I heard my name. I'm going to stay in here. You can talk about it in front of me. And Cass is like, I'll just leave. So that was that for the time being. But then Tim went in there while Jared, Kelsey, and Phil were still there. And he's trying to explain to them that last week was really a turning point in this game, and it changed a lot of things when people tried to flip the vote and get rid of him. So he's like, Cass and Joel saved me. I wasn't sure before if I could really trust Cass, but now I feel I can. So that's what that is. And Kelsey's like, well, we all saved you. So then Kelsey is like, Cass has been bullshitting me this whole game, and she's going to turn on you too, Tim. And Tim is just like, no, I think we're good now. So then Tim is explaining how this was a really good game move for Cass, and if you don't like it, like, you'll have a vote in jury, and you can decide if you're going to give it to her or not. So then he's telling Jared, like, you can still fix this, if you could try to fix this if you want, instead of, like, making it a bigger problem. And he's trying to explain to Jared and Kelsey this was not a personal move. This was a game move. And Jared and Kelsey are like, no, this was totally personal. Like, it's so personal. And then Jared is saying that this is a cowardly move by Cass, which I don't understand, because he got to play in the Power Veto competition, and Cass told him, you should really win this competition. Also, since when is it cowardly to go after one of the biggest threats in the game? You know, people say, like, oh, you got rid of this, like, person who's not really playing, that's cowardly. Fine. But how is it cowardly to go after a big threat? Like, no, that's not how it works. So then Cass comes in the room, and she's like, I came here to win for my family. I came here to make my family proud, not Jared. And Jared's like, well, don't ever look me up in Winnipeg. Okay. So then a little while later, the conversation's coming to a close finally, sort of. And Jared is like to Cass, you're not in power next week, sweetie. And Cass is like, well, you're not going to be here. And then Jared's like, well, the game doesn't stop when I leave. Oh. All right. So then a little while later, I mean, it was just like fight after fight after fight after fight. It was crazy. So Nikki was really angry because Kelsey is going around saying that she doesn't deserve to be there anymore. Now, I just want to bring up, does anyone else remember when Kelsey was evicted earlier this season? Because I do. So I just think it's ironic that she's saying that other people don't deserve to be there. But Nikki, she was very upset. She was talking about how she wants to, like, rip out Kelsey's hair, and, like, I don't know, it didn't need to go there. But Jared was like, what are you saying? No, you don't deserve to be here because production had to force you to stay, and I've been fighting tooth and nail to stay here. And Nikki's like, well, you don't deserve it more than anyone else. We're all equal here. So, yeah. After, you know, some more heated words here and there, everyone ended up either in or near the kitchen. And it was kind of like a big house meeting. Like, stuff was coming out. There was a lot of arguing about who's had deals throughout the game, who's been loyal to who throughout the game, and Nick tries to get involved in his skunk suit, and he's like, oh yeah, Cass was saying, oh, it's me and the brothers, it's me and the brothers, and Phil's just like, shut up, Nicholas, and Nick is like, no, it's fine, and Phil was like, when I say shut up, I mean shut up. Oh my god. So then Phil takes over all the talking for the brothers, and there's more arguing about who has been loyal and blah, 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 blah. And then, I mean, it just keeps going on and on and on. Eventually, Phil is like, well, I'm voting for Jared to stay this week, and I hope you guys can respect my game move. And they're all just like, whatever. So then, Nikki is talking to the brothers, and she's like, so you're not voting for me? And Phil is like, well, I didn't know at first when we talked a few days ago, but now things have changed. So, like, yeah, we're voting to keep Jared. So Nikki's like, well, I've already picked my winner, and it won't be you guys. So then they're like, well, what the hell? Like, why are you going to be so bitter in the jury? Okay, and then they were criticizing her about how close she is to Cass now, and how it's like BS that she wanted her out, and now she's close to Cass. But you could say the same thing about the brothers and Jared. So, like, everybody here, they've got their faults, but they're so quick to pick them out in other people. Alright, so then Phil, I mean, things kind of calm down a little bit. The arguments kind of end. Phil starts campaigning to Joel for Jared again. He's like, yeah, keep Jared this week and he'll be indebted to you. Also, like, go to the Final Four with us. It's going to be great. So he's proposing a Final Four, brothers, Jared and Kelsey, and Joel. So he's like, Joel, you're at the bottom of that other group. Like, the other three are going to go on without you. Like, you're going to be number 4. So come be number 4 in our group. I mean, honestly, that makes no sense to me. But there was a lot of rehashing last night about all the various arguments throughout the day. And then, I mean, other than that, Jared got in some one-on-one time with Joel. He was sure to seek out Joel and spend some time with him. Does he still really think he's getting Joel's vote? That's crazy. So then, on a lighter note, Nikki's birthday is actually today, as in Thursday. So last night, Tim was trying to make something special for her to surprise her with in the morning. So he ended up making a cake out of fruit for her. So he was like cutting up melons and like strawberries and stuff. And he made this really cute little cake, and it was adorable. So Nikki ended up waking up while he was working on it because of all the like chopping sounds. And she was so touched. She was like, "Oh, thank you. This is the best cake ever." So he's like, "I know you're not gonna eat this because you didn't prepare it yourself, but I just wanted you to have something to look at," because she's like very particular about her food. But he told her to act surprised in the morning. So this morning, happy birthday, Nikki! Tim put the cake out for her on the table. She loved it. And then there was a very interesting conversation here. Tim was telling Nikki about this chat that he had with Cass last night. Apparently Cass spilled the beans that there's more to this Cass and Jared connection than we previously thought. Apparently, just going by this conversation, Jared had some sort of crush on Cass or something like 5 years ago, and she like rejected him. What is going on? I need to know what the truth is. Like, what? So every time they talk about it, though, the feeds are cut. Who knows if that's for real or if they're just joking, but I want to know. But anyway, game-wise, Kelsey and Jared were chatting. They're trying to figure out how to lock down Joel's vote for real. So they're just like, I don't know what to even say to him. We've made so many good arguments so far. Like, when is he going to see the light? So Jared is like, well, I'm going to promise Joel final 3 today. And Kelsey's like, really? Like, that's not enough. Everybody's saying that they're going to take him to the end. Like, we need to come up with something better. So Kelsey's like, I think I'm going to talk to Joel again. And I'm going to tell him how much he sucks at competitions. And he should keep you because you're good and you'll win for him. What? Yes. Insult the person that you're trying to convince. I don't understand Kelsey's campaigning ideas. They're always crazier than the last. But Jared is just like, no, absolutely do not say that to him. If you talk to him, do not. So then they're arguing about it, and Kelsey's like, well, you're making me feel stupid for thinking of that, blah, blah, blah. So they're bickering about that, and eventually they're just like, I'm sorry, like, whatever. So, in other news, the skunk punishment is over for the brothers. That's too bad, because it would have been funny if they were like the second ones evicted tonight and Nick was wearing the skunk outfit. But tonight is the double eviction. Yay. Should be very exciting. It's looking like Jared will be going home as long as Joel sticks with his original plan to vote him out. I'm pretty sure he's going to. He was planning on telling Jared beforehand that he's voting him out, but I think it will probably happen like right before the show, so we're not going to see it on the feeds. Yeah, and then somebody else is gonna go next. And keep in mind, the brothers cannot play in the Power of Veto tonight. Alright, so let me know in the comments who you guys want to see go home and who you want to win the next HOH. And until tomorrow, much love.